Okay, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I made a heart applique for the love ball, love bomb, whatever you're going to call it, or however you're choosing to crochet. You do not need to use this heart. I'm not totally in love with this pattern, but I did kind of like that. So all I did was a slip knot. I'm using a 4-weight yarn, 4mm hook. I did like that it will give you a little bit of curvature, and so since it's going on a ball, that might be helpful. But that's it. So I did a slip knot. Sorry if you didn't see. Here, I'll pull it back out. So how I do my slip knot, I literally pull it over like that, and then get how I do my tension, and then pull the slip knot, pull it down. Alright. Some people are really good about teaching slip knots. There's a lot of different ways to learn that. Alright, so I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to go back in here into that chain space, like the little loop right there that I made with the chain. And I'm going to pull up a loop. I'm going to come through one, and then come, so that makes a chain, and then come through both. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And then I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to, I chained 1 and turned into that stitch, not this, that's the slip knot. I'm going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, US terms. Alright, and then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, or an increase is what it's often called, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. I made that one a little tight, so that's a little trickier. Alright, so now we have 4 stitches all together. Alright, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to I'm reading my own notes and I'm confused. Oh, I'm going to increase in every one of them. So I'm going to do single crochet, and then in the same stitch another single crochet, so that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and I'm going to do that in every single one of these. So I'm going to end up with 8 stitches. So that was the second stitch, 1, 2 in the third stitch. Oop. And then in the last stitch, so it was a little tighter, 1, 2. If you want to make sure that you have your 8 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I know with my fuzzy yarn that might not be that easy to see. Alright, this time we're just going to increase on the ends. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So right here, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then we're going to do 6 stitches with just 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and then that leaves us with 1 stitch, so we're going to do 2 single crochets in that stitch. So we did an increase at the beginning, and we're doing an increase at the end, and you can kind of see what I was talking about, how it's wanting to curve. Now, like I said, because it's going on a ball, that's good. But there are so many little hearts that you could choose to make. You do not need to do this one to do our love bomb, but I'm making a tutorial if you're interested. Alright, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now I have to look at this. This is where it gets a little... Oh, nope, this is the same. So we're going to increase on the end, which means 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So right here. Oh my goodness. Alright. 1, 2, and then 8 single crochet in, so 1 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then one more stitch, and we're going to put an increase or 2 single crochets into that same stitch. 1, 2. Alright, so you can see it's really curving now, especially my tension must be really a little bit tighter than it was the other day. So it's curving quite a bit. Alright, so this is where it gets kind of interesting. This is where it starts to turn into more of a heart. You can kind of see it there, that we've gone out. Alright, so we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn. We're going to slip stitch into this one. So we're going to go in and pull that loop through, but then pull it through that loop. So that's a slip stitch. Then we're going to half double crochet, which is, a yarn over, and then into there, pull up a loop. So you've got 3 loops on, but we're going to pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the stitch, and all of these are in separate stitches. Pull up a loop. We've got 3 stitches, but this time we're going to yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2. Now we're going to triple or treble crochet, whichever you prefer, which is 2 yarn overs. So I have 3 loops there before I even go into my stitch. Now I'm going into my stitch, grabbing that up, yarning over and pulling through. Now yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, and then double crochet. So yarn over once, go through, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, then we need a half double crochet, so that's yarn over, go into this, stitch. How many stitches is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So a half double crochet, I'm going to yarn over here, got the 3 loops on there, but I'm going to pull through all 3. Into that same stitch, you're going to need to slip stitch, which is go in, pull up a loop, but pull it through. Okay. And then we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to do, in this next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet, which is yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, then a double crochet, which is yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, triple, yarn over twice, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, so 4 loops on there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, and then double crochet, so yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you can see that it's getting a bit of a heart shape. Alright, where were we? Oh, double crochet. So next is a half double crochet, so we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, but go yarn over and pull through all 3. Then in this last stitch, we're going to slip stitch, just like we did at the beginning. Our very first stitch on this row was a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1, but we're not going to turn. We're not going to turn around like we normally would. Instead, we're going to go up the side. So we're going to single crochet into this stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into that next row, and then single crochet. We're going to single crochet until we get to the point point down here. Single crochet. Oh, I forgot to count. That was the same problem I had before, but it's just how many ever rows you have. Should be how many single crochets you end up with. Try not to get that yarn caught up in there. Alright, so now once I get to the end, sorry, that's my cuckoo clock. Alright, so we're going to single crochet, sorry about that, not slip stitch, into that last one. And then we're going to do a picot. So 1, 2, 3 chains, and then I go down here to the front loops of that single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. So you're slip stitching into the front there. That's just how I do it. And then now I could put this yarn in, but because I'm going to sew it, I'm going to actually leave that yarn where it is. That's that stitch, so I need to come into this next stitch. Okay, I'm going to try to count this time. 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like there needs to be one more. I'm going to go where that slip stitch is. 6. Okay. Now, let's see what it says on my notes. So now from here, I'm gonna single crochet in every stitch. So that was the slip stitch. So I'm gonna single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. Trying to find that slip stitch. There it is. Okay, so when I get to the slip stitch, which I just did, which is the center, I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to actually go all the way down here instead of into that stitch. I'm going to go down below. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. Let's see if that looks any better. I don't know. I love my honeycomb design. My F design's pretty decent, but I'm not a super fan of this particular design of mine. That's a little better. Okay, again, because this is going on a ball, the curvature that I'm getting is kind of nice, but you do not need to use this heart. Do not feel obligated to use this heart. We're going to fasten off however you fasten off. I personally do a chain 1 and then pull the yarn through. And then I'm going to use that. I would not normally use that, leave that long of a tail, but I'm literally going to use that to sew it to the ball. So that's the heart. Not my favorite heart, but I think it will work for its purposes. So that's the heart, and here's the F. We can make all kinds of jokes about the way I just arranged that, but we'll leave that as is. And here, so it will go on the ball that Camille is creating. And this is in bulky weight, but I would really call it a 4 weight. You can see it's only called a bulky because of the fuzz, so it's really a 4 weight yarn. 4mm hook. And this used about 5 yards and actually probably less than that. And this used about 6 yards and probably less than that. Well, with this long tail, that's probably right, 6 yards there. And that's it for those two. Now I will work on a fuse, and that will be a separate tutorial.